What is up, guys? It is yet another Tuesday, which means another weekly reset. We are going to go over all of the powerful and pinnacle rewards for this week, as well as checking out Eververse to see what she has to offer. So, without further ado, let's get into it. For the Vanguard this week, under strikes, we have for the Singe, it is Solar Singe. Solar damage increases slightly from all sources. Next up for today, we have Grounded. Damage taken while you are airborne is greatly increased. And we also have Brawler. Melee abilities deal more damage and recharge much faster. The Singe for this week will stay, but these two modifiers will change daily. The Nightfall this week is on the Tangled Shore, completing 3 of the Nightfalls on the Adept difficulty will grant you a tier 1 powerful reward. If you are going for the 100k, the modifiers are Empath, Champions Unstoppable. This mode contains unstoppable champions which cannot be stopped without an unstoppable mod. Champions Barrier. This mode contains barrier champions which cannot be stopped without an anti-barrier mod. Equipment is locked. You will not be able to change your equipment after this activity starts. Match game. Enemy shields are highly resistant to all unmatched elemental damage. And in Anand's Chorus, incoming void and environmental damage is increased. For those of you brave enough to try the Grandmaster Nightfall, the modifiers are Fire Pit. When defeated, acolytes spawn fire pools that cause damage over time. Champions Unstoppable, Champions Barrier, Chaff, radar is disabled. Grandmaster modifiers, Contest, Join in Progress is disabled. Extra Champions, Locked Loadout, Match Game, Extra Shields, Extinguish is on. If your fire team falls in a restricted zone, everyone is returned to orbit. Limited revives. Limited fire team revives gain additional revives by defeating champions. In Anand's Chorus, incoming void and environmental damage is increased. For the old school Nightfall this week, we have a Garden World, the Pyramidian, and the Corrupted. So if you are looking to get scores for any of the old school Nightfalls, you are able to do that this week. In the Crucible for this week, in the Rotator, we have Clash, and we also have Lockdown. Completing 4 matches in either one of these 2 playlists will grant you a tier 1 powerful reward. For the normal rotation, we have Rumble, Control, Elimination, Survival, Survival Freelance, and Classic Mix. Completing 4 matches in any one of those will grant you a pinnacle reward. For Gambit this week, as always, you can complete 3 matches in the traditional Gambit or the Gambit Prime playlist, and it will grant you a pinnacle reward. The Reckoning this week's boss is the Shadow of Oryx. So if you are farming any of the weapons that the Shadow of Oryx drops, this is the week for you to go in and get those weapons. The Flashpoint this week is on Titan. You will come and see Sloan once you have completed all of your heroic adventures, public events, and lost sectors on Titan. Again, she will give you a tier 1 powerful reward once you complete 100%. On the Moon, we have, going from left to right, the Garden of Salvation raid. Completing every encounter in the Garden of Salvation raid will grant you a pinnacle reward. For the weekly Rasputin challenge, completing the Public Servant and Legendary Splunker bounties will grant you a tier 3 powerful reward. Completing the Nightmare Vendor challenge will grant you a tier 1 powerful reward. The Luna's Calling Vendor challenge memory quest for Eris Morn will grant you a tier 1 powerful reward. And the Nightmare hunts this week are Fogoth, Dominus Gaul, and Tanax Discard. If you're going for the Master difficulty, The modifiers are Empath, Radar, Enhanced Radar, take increased damage from melee, Champion's Unstoppable, Champion's Barrier, Togetherness, base health regen is reduced. If near another player, health regen is increased. Equipment is locked, match game is on, Champion's Mob, and Torment of Fogoth, void damage increased, knockback damage and distance increased. Moving on to the Pit of Heresy, completing this will grant you a Pinnacle reward and a Mysterious Disturbance campaign mission. Completing this will grant you a tier 1 powerful reward. In the tower, going from left to right, completing 8 Gambit bounties will grant you a tier 1 powerful reward. Completing your weekly clan bounties will grant you a tier 2 powerful reward. Completing 8 of the gunsmith bounties will grant you a tier 1 powerful reward. Completing 8 Crucible bounties will grant you a tier 1 powerful reward. And completing 8 of the Vanguard bounties will also grant you a tier 1 powerful reward. For Eververse, going from the Bright Dust section on the first page, we have the Consecrated Matagram. Bosses have a chance to drop an upgrade module when defeated. We have the Glimmer Shard. Defeated bosses have a chance to create a shower of glimmer. We have the Scavenger's Boon. Combatants defeated with Precision Final Blows have a chance to drop planetary materials. We have the Golden Age Wine shader. Let's see what that looks like. Nice purple and gold if you're a Lakers fan or Minnesota Vikings, there you go. Next we have the Trials of Osiris projection. And it's just a nice weird eyeball. Next up, Emote, Don Shades. We've actually seen this one before. Yep. And we have the Arrow of Time ship. Moving on to the seasonal. These are everything that Eververse is offering for this season. If you are missing anything from this section, you are able to pick it up. Moving on to the archives. These are everything that Eververse has had in the past and are still available for silver. Moving back on to the Bright Dust section, we have the Master Chef emote. Wow. Okay, so if you are a fan of Japanese hibachi, that is definitely the emote for you. Next up, we have the Whirlwind Finisher. We have the Taunt and Flaunt emote. We have the projection. Yeah, I think the 14 projection is pretty okay, but yeah, it's alright. We have Violent Exorcism Weapon Ornament for the Arbalist, which actually doesn't look bad. We have only the Penitent Pass for the Last Perdition, and we have Lux Sleeves for the Hunter. We have Warsat Arrival Transmat Effect. The Vibrant Medusa. Oh yeah, that's a little bit too much green. And we have the Gleaming Boon of the Crucible. This will grant you a reward at the end of every Crucible match. The Gleaming Boon of the Vanguard. It will grant you a reward from Eververse at the end of your Vanguard strike. And the 3 that we went over earlier. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. We appreciate everybody stopping by and watching. And we hope that you guys have a good rest of your day and get out there and get those pinnacle and powerful rewards. We'll see you guys back in the next one. Peace.